If you're that person that cannot get over your breakup, you're holding on to something at work, some type of situation that you cannot let go of, you have made it to the right video. And this is going to be such a fun topic for me because I have struggled so much with letting go. And I had to realize that letting go meant just giving myself peace. It didn't mean that I was weak. So understand that before we start anything, understand that letting go is not a weakness. It's a great strength if you have the power to let go. So welcome to this video. If you know me, you know I keep my points in my notes. And so let me just do this real quick. Look at these. My cute little notes that I have here. So it's literally 3 points, but these 3 points hit so hard. First thing, you need to understand, and I'm not going to apologize if this comes out too bluntly, but I'm going to be as real as possible with you. You need to understand that closure is a myth. If you are holding on to your relationship and you or your boyfriend or whomever is still asking for closure, babe, come on, I just need to talk to you. I just need a little bit of closure. It's a myth. You will not get it. Understand that. In my relationships, my boyfriends were like, Kaylee, we need to talk about this. I need a little closure, like the reason why we broke up. So we would talk, right? We would talk about it and we would be back together. Okay, I feel like closure is a trap. Closure is a trap, complete trap. You will not get it. What we need more is acceptance. You need to learn how to accept situations just for what it is. Okay, your partner, whoever it is, whoever you broke up with, if they are asking for closure, they don't understand acceptance. They don't have it. Okay, if that is you, if you are the one that's asking for closure, you need to understand acceptance is the key. Sometimes we don't need closure. Sometimes we just don't. Sometimes we just need acceptance. We don't even need understanding. There's a lot of things in this world that I just don't understand why it had to happen. But after I had acceptance, that was my closure. That's the only closure that I needed, was acceptance for my situation that I was in, right? If you think about it, closure is like somebody dying, right? So you're at the funeral, somebody died, and you look up to the sky, you look up at God and say, God, please, 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 I need closure. I need closure. I don't understand why this happened. God's gonna look down at you and say, why do I need to do that? It's a dead situation. No pun intended, but it's a dead situation. You don't need understanding. Some things don't need to be brought back up. Sometimes you just need to accept what is and let that be. Okay? Accept what is. So understand, closure is a myth. You don't need closure in order to let go and to move on. Sometimes you just need to say, okay, it is what it is. I did my time here and I'm moving on. I'm letting go. Accept your situation. It is what it is. That is my favorite thing to say. My favorite thing to say is, it is what it is. I can't control it. It is what it is. It's not my plan, it's God's plan. It is what it is. Okay? Understand how you feel, and you have to be real with yourself, even in the most uncomfortable situations. When I would go through situations that I really wanted to let go of, a lot of those situations, I was the problem, and I didn't want to admit that. I couldn't even admit it to myself. I was being fake with myself. If you're in a situation and you know you are the problem, you need to be real with yourself and say, you know what? I am the problem. Let's start there. Okay, let's start there. But a lot of us, we aren't real with ourselves. A lot of us can't even talk to ourselves on a regular basis and say how we feel, and we expect to let go of a situation when you don't even know how you feel. You need to understand your situation. Understand the root. Understand the root cause of the situation. I'm a nurse, okay? And so this to me is like, when regarding this point of understand how you feel and you have to be real with yourself even in the most uncomfortable situations, to me that is like, oh, I have a headache, let me just take some Tylenol. Or not Tylenol anymore, I don't know, you know, that thing that's going around, not Tylenol, let me take some ibuprofen. Honestly, all of them are bad for you, but but my headache's gone. Okay, that's just solving a small part of the problem. What is the root cause? Why are you having these headaches? I mean, it could be an underlying serious issue, like if we're being realistic, but I'm having these headaches, let me just pop a Tylenol, let me just pop an Aleve, ibuprofen, whatever you pop, and call it a day. My headache will be gone in the next 15 to 20 minutes. What is the root cause? You know, you do some deep diving and understand that the root cause was stress. It's this scent when you go to the mall. You have it's a strong scent. Or you're hanging around the wrong people. Every time you're around this one person, your head starts hurting, your head starts acting up. You need to understand the root cause of any situation, okay? Because you won't be able to let go unless you have complete understanding of yourself. Understand that. Not of the situation, not of this person, but of yourself. So you know how to navigate. Does that make sense? I really hope that makes sense, because it makes sense to me, but you could be like, what? I'm trying to see if I can explain it another way. Like, there's no other way to explain it. If you don't have understanding of yourself, you won't have understanding of anything. You need to understand yourself, understand your feelings. If you're the problem, correct yourself and understand that it is okay to be real with yourself. Okay? Be real with yourself. Say, hey, I'm the problem. Or be real with yourself and say, hey, I was actually my truest and my most authentic self. I didn't do anything wrong. It is what it is. It is what it is. Simple. Number 3. This is a good point. Learn to flow instead of being all static-like. Okay. With letting go, you need to flow. Some good bars right there. To let go, you need to flow. You need to flow through a situation. Think of a feather, right? And you know, the wind is blowing. I'm down here in Texas where the wind gets a little windy. I know it gets a little windier in Florida. Okay, I'm going off topic, but think of a feather, right? A feather in the wind. And you see how even when the wind blows incredibly hard, the feather's still feathering, right? And it's so graceful. You know, it's not getting like whiplash, but it's so graceful and it's just here. A lot of y'all are like rocks and pebbles and boulders even, trying to fly through some wind. There's no space for peace, no space for truth. There's no space for it because you're not allowing it, right? Be more like of a feather when you're going through these situations and understand it's life. When you are a feather through situations like this, you can easily let go because you're flowing through it and you're just like, it's life. It's not happening to me. It's happening for me. It's happening in my favor. It is what it is. When you are a feather, you are an it is what it is person. I had to learn how to be that way. I had to learn how to be that way. When you are a feather, you are just flowing elegantly through the hell that you're going through. That is the way, that's the only way life can be peaceful, is if you flow through life and not try to be a force against it. Understand that is a huge chunk of the process of letting go. So whatever it is, just remember those 3 things. That was my last point, but understand that closure is a myth. You don't need closure from anything. Number 2, understand how you feel and understand how you feel, and you have to be real with yourself, even in the most uncomfortable situations. Let me add something on that real quick. When I'm talking about the most uncomfortable situations, I'm not even just saying, oh, I was wrong. You know, let me be upfront. Let me be real with it. But you need to get to the root of it. I don't care what the uncomfortable situation is. I don't care if it's abuse, verbal, sexual. I don't care what the abuse is. I don't care what the situation is. But you need to be real with it, and you need to confront the situation in order to let go. Okay? It's just like a little box. You just need to open it and see what's inside. Right? And then number 3, you need to learn to flow instead of being all static-like. Be a feather, not a rock. Understand that you deserve peace. You deserve happiness. You deserve it all. You deserve it all. And it can only happen when you let go of situations that no longer serve you. These situations that you're holding on to, they don't serve you. Okay? The arguments, the breakups, the people that you're around, some of your friends, a lot of it you need to let go. It's holding you back. And you may not realize it now, but wait a few months. You're gonna think of this video. You're gonna be like, oh, Kaylee, Mindful Kay was right. She was right. Yeah, I'm right because I've been through it. And I know so many people who have. You deserve peace though. Like, I'm being like completely honest with you. You deserve peace. Okay? Let go and flow. Let go and flow. Stay tuned for my next video. I'll see you soon.